Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 6th of December 2024. So Bitcoin pump and dump back below 100,000. Gold and the dollar pummeled ahead of payrolls print. So yeah, we got the non-farm payrolls today. And US stocks finished lower with underperformance in small caps after higher initial jobless claims. Yeah, they came out higher than forecast yesterday, but not by a great deal. And then last month's was marked down as well, so no surprise there at all. And finally, dollar sold, stocks lower, treasuries flatten as pivotal payrolls await, which again is today. Notice that dollar sold, well, so did gold. They sold gold off yesterday as well, which is interesting because they're inversely related. So I don't know what's going on in the metals market that they needed to do that, but they did, obviously, to buy it cheaper, get out of some short positions. Anyway, today's economic news is that the main event, which is the non-farm payrolls, they're due out, and as I said at the beginning of the week, 12,000 previous, 218,000 forecast. Well, it's a no-brainer. This is going to be all right for the markets, isn't it? You know, they're going to move the prices high. And in fact, there was a headline on Zero Hedge. Let me just see if I can find it for you. No, I've just had a look, but I can't find it. But it was basically saying that good news is bad news, and the bad news is good for the markets. We've seen that played out many times before, but it's a shame I can't find it. But that's in essence what it is. And like I say, it's not unsurprising to see that being used once more. And we'll see that today with these numbers, because obviously they're going to be inflationary, because they're going to be higher than 12k. As I said before, it was a political stunt. So it'll be good news for the markets today, and they can continue to make their new all-time highs. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow yesterday, market down, another red bar. In fact, over the week, we've got 3 red bars so far for the Dow, but I'm sure today we'll have no trouble making a new all-time high when we get the non-farm payroll numbers, as the markets have been pumping to the upside. Yesterday, again, there's this very unnerving pattern though, where the US is the Dow is selling off after the open. Are people actually getting out? It certainly begs the question when you see this, despite the fact of making new all-time highs, but they seem to be made in the derivatives markets, the overnight markets as well. Let's have a look at the Dax, and we have liftoff Houston. You can see there, as I said a few weeks ago, the market was sideways. It wasn't really buying Trump, but then it's now playing catch up. Maybe getting towards the end of this last move, but this week has been quite tremendous for the German DAX. Let's just have a look. Let's just go back to here, and you will see that we've put on over 1,000 points this week in the German DAX. That's not sustainable in anybody's book, but we'll continue to make the new all-time highs today. And then we'll see what happens next week after the non-farm payrolls have disappeared. So, yeah, the DAX at the moment continuing to make all-time highs, and no reason not to, as the shorts cover as well apparently is short covering in Germany that's actually creating this momentum. So it's not genuine buying. I mean, that can be seen, I suppose, by looking at the volume. But shorts covering positions when they thought the market was going to go down and having to cover. So that's exacerbating the upside. 30-minute chart, again, you can see yesterday up, have a rest, and then up and didn't barely come down with the Dow. So again, all-time high in the making for today for the German DAX, based upon the non-farm payroll numbers coming in, either bad or good. Won't make any difference. So in the S&P, let's have a look at that. And in the S&P, new all-time high yesterday, 6,094. So we're going through to 7,000 today, aren't we? Not a red bar in sight in the S&P. And in the 30-minute chart, we did have a bit of selling there yesterday and overnight to the market sideways. Needs to get back above the DP, but wouldn't be much of a problem if the non-farm payroll numbers come out better than forecast. In the FT100, market is sideways for the second day. Second day. We'll see what happens today. Bailey spoke yesterday, didn't make a fat lot of difference to the market, apart from him saying that he hoped to cut rates by 4 times in the next financial year, which is going to be interesting. I'd like to see him do that without affecting inflation when everything's still going up. So yeah, not a lot to report in the FT. Market went up, then came back below the DP at the moment. Needs to get back above this to have a look at yesterday's high. In the US dollar yesterday, as I said in the intro, where this was sold off and obviously trading down to find some support. But it was the impact of the metals yesterday that was astonishing. So let's have a look at those. Starting off with silver, the market was just very, very tiny inside bar for yesterday, which means that the high and the low of that bar, or this highlighted bar, yesterday's bar, was trading inside of the high and the low of the previous day. However, overnight, you already see we've had some dramatic action. So let's have a look at this in a bit more detail. Yesterday, 130, bang on the dot, market down, and then back up. And then overnight, somebody's come in and thrown a few million ounces at the silver price to yesterday's low, brought back at the $31 per ounce. Market's traded up to yesterday's high already, and get ready for a sell-off in this today if those numbers come out higher than forecast. And the same for gold. I think they're either aware of what's coming out, if it's already been leaked for the metals markets and they've already done it and taken care of the move overnight, as you'll see sideways there in gold, but again overnight slammed down below yesterday's low. So are they already aware of the NFP numbers? And then they're quite happy with what is coming out, but they used it as a way of shaking the market out. Wouldn't be the first time that it's been leaked, that's for sure. So let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And yesterday, silver holding better than gold, which is why you've got that. And of course, overnight gold holding better than silver, but the gold-silver ratio down a bit here. It needs to break this 83 level if it is to move lower. Don't hold your breath. It's more likely to turn around and head back up towards the 90 level once more. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday's trades in the German Dax. And there you can see, if I wind it back, that prices are already moving higher, and then we just took off, as we'll probably see the same thing again this morning, but not so vigorously as prices moved higher. In fact, this morning you could see prices move lower because of that pattern for the last few days where they've moved the market higher, that today they'll actually take profits on the open, so just be warned of that one. Then we had a bit of a move to the downside, went down to the high held for a moment or two, and then back up we go, back to another all-time high, and it was about making the all-time highs yesterday all the way into the afternoon with the Dow. Despite the Dow moving lower, the DAX moved to the upside, as you can see there, making another all-time high, going through the 2250. Actually, that's not, it's 20,363 at that point. Wow, it has put some points on this week. So yeah, there's another all-time high being made, and then prices making their way back down, but not for long before the market reverses and takes out the stop, and then moves the market back up to the scalp, and then it becomes really quiet there for the DAX. Quick look overnight, and prices already trying to get towards the high, starting to see a bit of red there. Like I say, when it opens at 8 a.m. on the cash market, you might get a bit of selling to start with during today's session. Okay, that's it for this one and for this week. Let's see what the NFP numbers bring us today. And with that, have a great weekend. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.